Tonight is a very special night for all of us. Standing beside me is my brother Chirei, who had studied in Chilton House. We would especially like to perform musical pieces for all of you. I will now play the first piece, Prelude in C, by J.S. Bach. My name is Chirei. I graduated from Chilton House in 2001. I am now a primary 3 pupil with Nanyang Primary School. I will now play the second piece, Sonatina, by F.R. Kulau. piano duet piece, The Swan, lyricism by C. Saint-Saëns. Chiltern House. You are indeed very special, and we will always cherish the days we have had at Chiltern House. Good night, and all the very best wishes to all.
They asked me to come and speak to you, and I've never said this before, but actually the real reason is that everybody has to get changed into their uniforms to come and collect their certificates, so I'm really here to fill in the time. But actually I always find there's an awful lot to say. This year I thought to myself, what did I say last year when we had our graduation? And I remember there were three main things, and what a difference a year makes. This time last year I spoke about our fundraising for John Yu, and he is now safely out of hospital and hoping to go back to school next year. A year has made a huge difference in his life, and so has Chiltern House's generosity over a year. So that's a very special thing. I also spoke about the importance of the arts in education. And again, what a difference a year makes, because now, this year, our government has really got behind the arts in education. There are some hefty subsidies for the arts in schools next year. And everything that we have been talking about for so many years, diversity, creativity, imagination, everything that helps children do well in so many areas of their lives is now being recognized. So don't forget, you heard it here first. We've been saying it for a long time. The third thing that I spoke about last year was the introduction of our portfolios. There is a new leading philosophy in early childhood education that actually comes from a very special village in Italy called Reggio Emilia, where an approach to the many literacies of children has been developed. Their philosophy is called the 100 Languages, and their aim is to put together the many, many ways in which children communicate, and to involve the family, the community, and the school in creating a year in a child's life which is shown to parents at the end of a year and contributed to by families during the course of a year through what is called a portfolio. Over the years that a child is in school, this portfolio grows. And as you'll see over the next few weeks when your children leave Chiltern House, over 2 years, we have crossed their lives. Obviously, if they'd been with us before, we would have done it then, but this is a very new approach. And this time last year, our teachers were very nervous about it, right? It was a very big new thing. Not very many months ago, the newly named MCYS visited us in Halifax Road, and they tell us that our portfolios are exemplary in Singapore. We're very proud of our teachers' approach and all the hard work that's gone in. We know you'll love seeing them. So what a difference a year has made there too. Also, when your children graduate this evening, actually the piece of paper that they get here is not the real certificate, because we think they might have trodden on it or destroyed it before it gets to you. But you will get a portfolio before you leave this evening with the real certificate in it. And along with that, you'll get a certificate from the Speech and Communication Arts Board for the Communication Arts Awards that they've put together over the 4 years they were in Chiltern House, and a certificate from the Central Academy of Drama because they developed their communication skills in Mandarin too. So, boy, what a difference a year makes in our children, and what a different year you will have next year. I think our children take away from Chiltern House everything that they need really for a portfolio approach to life. Because many of them, when they go out into the world these days, it's not like the days when my parents graduated, and what they studied at school and at university was a very concrete vocation or career or profession. Today, many of our children head forth into what we might think of as the thin air business. I entered the thin air business when I became a teacher, and when I came to Singapore and spoke about the way I wanted to teach, it was unquantifiable, it was unmeasurable. Today there are many teachers that teach that way, along with psychologists, people who work in the social sciences, in IT, in public relations, in the media. These are skills that are not necessarily quantifiable. And many of our children will go forth and create portfolio careers in the same way that they have been building a portfolio in Chiltern House. They will be charting their lives in a very important way. So we think there's many things that they take away from Chiltern House. Many things like creativity, imagination, flexibility, teamwork, and the ability to chart your own life. Our children, I hope you saw tonight, go away believing in themselves. Go away knowing that they can achieve something. And you know, that's probably the most important skill you and we will ever give them. If you look at many of today's leaders, if I pick out for you leaders over the past century, including Winston Churchill, Bill Gates, Richard Branson, none of them would have passed the PSLE. You know why? They're dyslexic. And that's why at Chiltern House, individual children are very important to us. And it is individual people that rule the world, not mass exams. And that's what we hope that you will hold on to. Because it isn't just your children going out into primary one, right? It's every one of you. It's every one of us. And so tonight I'm going to share with you something that's very special to me. If you know me well, you've probably heard it before, but pretend you haven't. It's from a book called The Prophet, which is a work of philosophy by Khalil Gibran. Tonight I'd like to leave you with his piece on children, because many of us don't realize that our children are not extensions of us. Listen to this. I can't actually read it. Hold on a second. There we go. Now I can. I've got my glasses on. Now the children are back. You can listen to this too. This is called On Children. Your children are not your children. They are the sons and daughters of life's longing for itself. They come through you, but not from you. And though they are with you, yet they belong not to you. You may give them your love, but not your thoughts, for they have their own thoughts. You may house their bodies, but not their souls, for their souls dwell in the house of tomorrow, which you cannot visit, not even in your dreams. You may strive to be like them, but seek not to make them like you. For life goes not backward, nor tarries with yesterday. You are the bows from which your children as living arrows are sent forth. The archer sees the mark upon the path of the infinite, and he bends you with his might, that his arrows may go swift and far. Let your bending in the archer's hand be for gladness. For even as he loves the arrow that flies, so he loves also the bow that is stable. And I wish all of you stability when your children go out into primary one. It doesn't get easier. My children went off to nursery school, and then they went to primary school, and then on and on and on, and they went to university. And that's when you really have to cut the ties. And it doesn't get easier. But along the way, lots of people help you. And tonight, on behalf of you all and me, I'd like to say thank you to everyone who has helped tonight. First of all, probably the person who should be here, and I don't think will be handing out the certificates, because our wonderful principal, Fiona Walker, is quite sick. She's here, but she's very worried that she wouldn't hold up here because her son Fiddly had gastric flu over the weekend and now she's got it. So if you see Fiona, she's very fragile. Thank you so much, Fiona, for putting together everything that's happened tonight. Also to our senior teachers at Chiltern House, Halifax and Forum, to Yolanda Tessenson and to Daniel Nunes. To our Kindergarten 2 teachers, Selina, Rajpal, Vijay and Elaine. To their assistant teachers, and many of them have contributed to Kindergarten 2 over the course of the year. To our speech and drama teachers, they are Diane, Sinead and Samantha. To Mark De Silva, our music teacher, and to our Mandarin Lauscher, Anrong and Joyen. Thank you all so very much. One more special person tonight. This whole thing tonight has been put together by Agnes Gabriel. Thank you wherever you are, Aggie, very much, and to everyone.